Coming up in this video, 5 harsh signs of a spiritual awakening. Handle them like a boss.
Like a boss. So you think you might be going through a spiritual awakening, but you are not quite sure. One thing you do know is that it sucks right now.
That sucks bad.
That was extra.
I'm usually extra, but today you're extra.
Just
so
being extra.
Your life has been triggered by something, and you are staring down the barrel of, I need a new life.
Triggered.
Are you saying that I'm triggering you, or you're
I'm trying to trigger
me?
you.
I don't belong here, but I have no idea what that looks like. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Closing time, last call.
The good news here is that that is totally normal.
There are many spiritual awakening signs. These can be emotional, mental, physical, psychological, and yeah, some of them suck.
Okay, the bad news is that there is no way around them. Spoiler alert. They are a necessary but sometimes unpleasant part of the process. But the even better news is that there are things that you can do that will lessen the suck. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video. That's my life goal. My life goal is to suck less. Today, we are going to talk about 5 of which there are many, right? Many signs.
We're talking about 5.
5 of them are harsh signs of spiritual awakening, not the cool ones, like the cool ones like...
I just got back from my yoga retreat in Thailand where I had an amazing mushroom trip. I pondered the meaning of life. I did a drum circle with my soul tribe. And now I can see auras and always know exactly when my Uber is arriving without even having to look at my app. Those kinds of signs.
I think he's still on those mushrooms, but those are not the signs that you are looking for.
This is not your sign.
This is not your sign. It doesn't look like that. So we're talking about my life kind of seriously changed kind of signs.
These are the unmistakable signs that usually last for an extended period of time. Not forever, but a little longer than normal.
So they make you understand Murphy's Law.
The seriously, can I ever get a break law?
That was my life for several years in a row. These are bigger than just a few bad days or a stroke of bad luck kind of days.
We're talking about my entire life is literally falling apart in every possible way imaginable. And just when I think it's done, it falls apart some more kind of signs.
He's not dramatic at all. So let me put it another way. It's the, oh, shiznit, I totally took a wrong turn off the freeway, ran out of gas, and landed in a parallel universe called a really bad neighborhood where cannibals live that eat people who accidentally took a wrong turn off the freeway and ran out of gas.
Those kind of signs.
Just to put it another way so you understand.
Yes.
Ready?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Number 1. You feel as though your life is not yours. It does not belong to you.
I've had several of
those
moments.
As we go through these, let us know.
If you've experienced that one. So Oscar Wilde said, most people are other people. Their thoughts are someone else's opinions. Their lives are a mimicry, and their passions are a quotation.
Like, do you even exist? Can you say #identity crisis?
Like that quote kind of hit me here. Like, guilty as charged.
I've been there.
Everything you have believed, everything you have built, everything you have worked for seems to be someone else's idea of your ideal life.
You ever felt like this?
So it's a great life. It looks really great on paper, but it suddenly seems to be the worst possible idea anyone could ever come up with in the entire history of worst possible ideas ever.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but
wow.
I've been down that alley, dark alley.
That was wow.
I probably saw some of you in that dark alley.
I've been in that alley too.
Too bad I didn't see you.
Maybe not that alley. We would have had fun. Anyway, it's like that moment in The Truman Show when Jim Carrey runs into the edge of the TV set with his boat and realizes that the ocean is really a giant swimming pool.
It's like that Twilight Zone horror moment when you are thrust. I felt like I wanted to do a thrust movement. When you are thrust into the awareness that your life doesn't just feel like it isn't yours, it really isn't yours.
Jim Carrey, do you even exist? Just saying. You no longer feel like yourself. In fact, you might not really even know what you feel like.
So you feel like an actor in a play where you never got a chance to read the script. Like none of it feels enjoyable at all.
It is that eye-popping, deer-in-the-headlights moment when you realize you've been faking a lifegasm all this time and you just can't fake it anymore.
Isn't it funny who got the faking lifegasm line? I feel like the girl should do the faking.
Okay, do it.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not faking it.
Thank God. Here is one solution.
Basically, reframe it, right? Because you got to take the time to do your inner work and understand that not knowing who you are or what you feel like is an important part of the process, and it's totally okay.
It absolutely is. Not knowing actually gives you the opportunity to ask questions. You can start with figuring out what you don't want anymore. Then you can move into what you do want instead.
You know, knowing what you don't want is just as important, right? So remember that this is a process, so you don't have to figure it all out right away.
Nope. Give yourself some time to think and to process what feels right for you.
Like you don't have to do all the things all at once, like yoga retreat in Thailand, drum circle, mushroom trip, you know, seek for the twin flame. Don't do it all at once. You'll drive yourself.
Aside from the twin flame part, that actually sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sign number 2. You realize that a lot of what you were taught is a lie. It's a lie.
Emoji tears, emoji tears, emoji tears. Or at the very least, it isn't your truth.
Who knows what we're talking about?
I was a little dramatic, I admit. I just posted a meme about this one that said tradition is peer pressure from dead people, end quote. So the curtain has been lifted, right? And you start to realize that many of those beliefs and feelings and values are not actually yours, which is why they eventually didn't hold up in court. Okay?
Yep, not for you. So these values, these feelings, these rules, these are other people's ideals. Or they were inherited from society, who inherited them from someone else, who inherited them from someone else, who... You get the picture.
Or you didn't. Suddenly it seems ridiculous and you wonder why nobody else sees it. It's part of the awakening process, right? It's so blatantly obvious to you.
Speaking of outdated beliefs and things that just don't work anymore, you can let go of the lies and replace them with something better. It is possible.
So just because you were taught one thing
and kept doing the thing
doesn't mean it's the right thing for you.
So think about this solution.
So actively practicing forgiveness. Okay, this is tough this is a tough step. Actively practicing forgiveness for yourself, for buying
all the things.
For buying the things, and those that loved you into being the best that they could despite their flaws, right?
Right. So if you see things differently, and you're going to because that's part of getting woke, right? That's okay. Realize that they have their journey and you have yours.
And there really is no need to make them see the way that you do.
That can be a waste of your energy.
But you can respectfully understand each other.
Do you respectfully understand what I'm saying? Respectfully?
Most of the time I respectfully understand, David.
#dead. Sign number 3. You want to throw everything away and purge your life.
The organizing queen of Netflix, Marie Kondo, would be so proud of your life-changing magic of tidying up when you hit this phase. Everything goes, right?
And I mean everything.
That's really interesting. So basically, toxic people gotta go.
Those old 80s sweaters, bye-bye.
That How to Be the Perfect Wife Handbook by Felicia Hello Prosecco.
Did you even have that?
What?
I don't even...
How to Be a Perfect Wife Handbook?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom had one in her library. It's the Emily Post How to Be a Proper...
You suddenly feel weighed down by everything. Nothing is safe.
Okay, girls, can you relate? Okay, girls and drag queens, pay attention. So those 300 half-empty bottles of nail polish that you don't want to pitch because they're still kind of good. They have like 3 drops, you know what I mean? Pitch them.
So those old feelings of being abandoned, misunderstood, rejected, sad, hopeless, got to go.
Get your hair did or shave it all off. You can do that too. Do full Natalie Portman. Just
do all of it.
Do
all
the
of it.
things.
So you need to simplify and declutter your life. It's not just a desire to purge. It is a deep, unshakable need to get your shit together.
So dramatic. Or get rid of your shit, basically.
Get your shit together out there.
Call Tyrone.
All right.
Just saying, call Tyrone.
Solution time.
Change what you need to change. Call Tyrone. Get a dump truck. Relocate. Pierce your nose. Give away your rubber band collection. All the things.
Yes, if you've got a rubber band collection, you probably should have done that one years ago.
Yeah, so basically what we're saying is travel light when you're in this stage, however you want to do it, no regrets.
This is a very important step because you don't quite know who you are yet.
And trust me, you do need room in your closet for all the cool stuff that is waiting for you because your fur coat is not going to fit in the same closet with that thrift store mess you got there. That is if you like fur. If you're like animal thing, then you're not trying
That's a whole
I'm not trying to start shit. It's a metaphor.
It's a thing. It's just not my thing.
It's a metaphor. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, furry's a real thing. It's just not my thing.
All
right.
I didn't say furries. It's a fur coat. Like
if you're into furries,
it can be a glamorous fake
right.
fur. I'm just saying, get rid of the Payless shoe store shit and get you some Jimmy Choo and Prada. That's what I'm saying. That's a little bit more politically okay.
Jimmy Choo's on Prada.
Just saying.
Skirt. All right. So
thanks.
tip number 4 or sign number 4. People talk about dumb things and your brain hurts. It hurts.
This is my favorite one because dumb things are relative, right? I mean, we could be dumb right now. So basically, you develop an overnight allergy to small talk.
Achoo!
So when you talk to people, you feel, raise your hand if you felt this, you feel like you are watching them from another room.
Like, what
right?
the fuck you saying?
Like, what the actual fuck are you saying? And we're talking about meaningless gossip and how's the weather kind of things and like...
The only response you seem to have is, who cares?
Because you certainly don't, not about that stuff.
You want to talk about passion. You want to talk about emotions, the meaning of life and the soul. And everybody else seems to want to talk about the price of gas.
Well, unless the thing that's attached to talking about the price of gas is like really super hot, then you can probably hang out.
Hey, have you heard about the price of gas? Like, it's going up.
Like, you are so cute right now with your price of gas thing. Hey, what kind of car do you drive? Is it in the parking lot?
My face doesn't like being polite with those convos. Yeah.
Like, why are you looking at my car keys? Okay, so you suddenly realize that very few people are comfortable talking about passion, emotions, the meaning of life, and the ultimate journey of the soul through time.
Right? You are at a crossroads because you've come to the awareness that these topics about the soul and everything like that may be the only things that really matter, at least to you. Ain't nobody got time to waste on BS.
Oh, well, because the price of gas, okay, is taking up way too much operating power in the majority of people's gray matter, right?
Right.
Am I right?
Hashtag wasted resources. Hashtag Heather story time.
So my mom gave me some of the most brilliant little nuggets of wisdom when she was alive. And when I was growing up and starting to use makeup, and I was 12, when
getting
girls,
all purdy and dolled
when girls
up.
are like, I gotta ooh boys. There's a thing and it's boys.
I gotta ooh boys.
I gotta ooh boys. So
you can ooh me anytime.
I'm learning about makeup, and my mom took me aside. She's like, look, honey, in life, learn to use your brain. She goes, because your looks only last the first 5 minutes. They get you in the door, but then you got to talk about stuff. So that was like, I took that to heart because I'm like, okay, your looks are important. But she was like, do your makeup, do your hair, do whatever you need to do, leave the house. Don't worry about it because then it's all you.
Yep.
So she kind of like hammered into my brain about small talk, you know, about
Deeper talk. Using your brain. Because the beauty only lasts the first 5 minutes.
Well,
I think it lasts
the
longer,
whole conversation. She didn't say the beauty lasts. She says your looks get you in the door. They count for the first 5 minutes. And then if you can't hold your own, then you're like, oh, then you're the one that the guy's looking at or whoever or the boss that wants to hire you going, you're pretty. You're just cute.
And like Becky says, this will be better for both of us if you stop talking. I just can't with you, Beck.
In conversations, basically what we're saying is you feel restless, maybe even a little irritated by small talk, you know, which isn't a good place to be. We don't want you to stay there. You do your best to smile politely on the outside, even though it's really hard to keep your face. Your face from showing how annoyed you are.
Oh, my face is showing.
While inside you're kind of like silently screaming at the nightmare of mediocrity that is assaulting your eardrums.
Like, can't anybody just wake up and realize what is happening right now? Hashtag resting bitch face. Hashtag get woke, stay woke.
You know, many times your distaste for frivolous chit chat kind of draws you into more solitude. Not a great place to be either.
Nope. Yeah, so you might want to become a lone wolf or fight back with that rebellious free spirit.
So you got these two extremes that you can...
I got spirit. Yes, I do.
You can kind of get into this space where, you know, I have nobody to talk to.
I got spirit. Yes, I do.
But we have solutions for it.
All right.
We have solutions.
Try this. Eat better brains.
It's not the solution there.
It is, though. No, we're not talking about becoming a zombie.
Okay.
I mean, you need to get more bougie with your brain juice.
More bougie with your brain juice.
With your brain juice.
So it's like Bordeaux instead of boxed wine.
You picking up what we're laying down?
You know, so David was my bougie brain juice when I met him. And here's how I knew David was the one. When we met the first time, we hit the ground running with all kinds of great, deep conversations about all this stuff. And then we realized weeks later,
maybe we should talk about some of the regular people conversations like
how many siblings do you have?
Who was your first boyfriend?
Have you ever been arrested for illegally trafficking tropical birds from South America?
You know, the little things.
You know, so we had those conversations and it's all good.
Hashtag mirror work. Hashtag I am my only friend. Hashtag thank God I'm cute. When you look in the mirror and you say, this will go better for both of us if you just shut up, you need a new friend. Sign number 5, one of the harshest. You experience anxiety and or depression.
This is a tough one, guys. Like, moment of seriousness. Like, this is a tough one for sure. And it can follow the realization that you have no one to talk to from number 4, right? So you might have gone through this. Everybody talks about stupid things and my brain hurts, so I'm just going to go hide. And that can lead to anxiety and depression. So you might be going through deep, dark periods of existential crisis. Depression or low-grade to high-grade anxiety, depending on how much of your old stuff is coming to the surface.
Right, and the shock of that deep dive that you just took into the icy waters of awakening.
The icy waters of awakening.
The icy waters of awakening has left you with this adrenaline rush of what just happened, along with a very certain now what feeling.
So this is a really unstable place, and this is why we're getting more serious.
Yes. Serious voice.
So sometimes this space can be misdiagnosed by other people as mental illness. But here's the thing. This is a space where you need to actively do something about it.
The first impulse is to isolate, of course, because you are afraid on some level. Yeah. But we're calling on you to be a little bit more brave and start to break through that comfort zone. You do not want to get stuck there.
So isolating for periods is certainly needed, okay,
Right.
for creating inner peace and stabilizing emotions. We all need our little quiet, private timeouts. I need those with my glass of Bordeaux and chocolate. And it's good to have alone time in our lives, right?
Right.
It's good to have positive social connection, because positive social connection can literally lift anxiety and depression. So it's good to have the alone time in our lives, but the positive social connection can literally lift that anxiety.
And at first, it's going to be a little awkward. It's going to be feeling like you're pressuring yourself and pushing yourself out. Yes, you are, because you have to be actively engaged in doing something about it. The danger of using isolation as a total escape or a long-term solution is that the probability of distorting reality and losing yourself to a permanent state of unstable is very high.
So don't give in. Don't give in.
Never battle, never settle.
Call the small talk hotline, whatever you got to do. So the mind, when left alone with unresolved emotional pain, which is coming up because you're awakening,
Right.
can spin out and create all sorts of distorted realities that you may start to see as real to protect you from feeling the negative emotions, right?
So you have awakened and you're starting to see with fresh eyes, but you're also seeing the pain, all the pain that you've been holding in, but you have to create a way to move in it. Move in it.
Move into pain.
Gotta move
into
in it.
pain.
If you sit in it, the same thing is going to happen that happens with standing water. It becomes stagnant, toxic water. If you move, you're going to continue to enliven that water with fresh oxygen, fresh movement. Anything moving starts to create life. Anything holding still starts to create death.
I'm just over here having a side conversation in my head because David pulled out the chicken from Bedhead Diaries.
Oh boy.
Where he was like,
I don't know if anybody here knows Bedhead Diaries.
if anybody remembers the chicken from Bedhead Diaries, please say so in the comments. But what does that look like? So there are many ways to combat anxiety and depression, but a simple solution, like I said before, is to seek conversations and expose yourself to as many new ideas and ranges of people as possible and feed your brain. Hashtag bougie brain juice, right?
Otherwise, the unknown becomes overwhelming and it becomes harder to shake the negative emotions over time.
Stop digging the ditch. Stop digging the ditch.
Exactly. You're building that rut. Get out of it. Drop the toxic negative conversations, of course. But even if you haven't found the right people to have those most stimulating conversations yet, don't give up.
Keep having conversations.
Keep stirring your water like toil and trouble.
I was thinking like Bob Marley, stir it up.
I think I like yours better.
I was in Jamaica.
Anyway, so what are your solutions here? What are some ways that you can think of? How would you break out of this depression that kind of seeps in and starts to eat at your soul? What would you do?
So one of the ways that we like to do this is by going to our various Las Vegas happy hours. And it doesn't have to be a happy hour with alcohol.
Though that can always make it more fun.
Especially if you've got an Irishman with you. So a lot of restaurants, even Starbucks, has a happy hour.
Yep. The point here is to connect and to love people where they are.
Because all people are really beautiful, even if they seem really simple or not that bright.
But you got to get out of yourself.
Yeah.
To start opening up to other people, okay? And that's why this starts to work. So ask other people questions like where they grew up, what are they passionate about? Because sometimes, and you never know when, small talk can lead to deeper talk, even with complete strangers.
And the thing is, it's really, what David said, be willing to open up to other people, but get other people to open up to you.
Yeah.
Be willing to follow the conversation where it goes, because when you do find out about other people and they have a chance to talk about what makes them excited, that passion and happiness is contagious and reciprocal, which means it affects you when you go back and forth, and it just raises everybody's vibe, right?
Not only do you have the advantages of the dopamine that comes from positive social interaction,
you have that advantage of your brain being fed with fresh, new, oxygenated
Yep.
Water. Did I say oxygenated?
Jaded water.
Oxygenated. Oxygenated.
Full of oxygen. Water. Yummy. Good.
Water with oxygen.
Water with wow. Which one? H2O or... Had amazing talk with a stranger. Yes. Hookah lounges are also my friend. Absolutely. Also random acts of kindness. Small ones helped lots. You guys are having amazing ideas. Hang out at my local metaphysical shop. I spent a lot of time drinking tea with the old ladies. All in love. Awesome.
They're all in love with you, right? All those old ladies.
Not for everybody, but my BDSM fam helped lots, gave me good reasons to rage and cry. It was so cathartic.
Nice.
All right, that's one way to do it. On a very serious note, that isolation, loss of perspective, and toxicity is a key characteristic of PTSD sufferers as well. Yes, and the same solution applies. Create ways to get out and be a little bit more social, okay? And it's like I said, it's going to feel like a chore. It's going to feel like a job at first, but doing that over time will help you to get out of that darkness.
And I'll tell you what, too, is that when I kind of changed my perspective on it, small talk, the people I choose to hang out with the most, we have deep conversations all the time. But we also have moments where we talk shit and we talk about stupid things. But it's sort of like all the things are fun, right? When you're with people that you love. And I think also that changing my outlook on it when I am with people that are just making small talk, it's kind of joining the conversation that's going on in their head, and it's a lot more interesting for me. And so I'm not as irritated with that as I once was when I was going through the awakening. So once you go through all of the tough parts of the awakening, you might find that you're not irritated by small talk anymore. You're looking at people at how interesting they are and where they come to meet you and you meet them.
Yeah.
And then you got somewhere to go rather than going, no, they don't understand.
Right. So it's Marathon says, it's great what you guys do. This channel is my only way to listen and talk about things that actually matter to me.
I love that.
I enjoy the company of others, but the small talk is a killer.
So in general, here is how to smash
these 5 tough signs of spiritual awakening.
Do your inner work.
Practice some radical self-acceptance.
Actively practice forgiveness of yourself and those that have loved you into being the best they could despite their flaws.
Have the courage to move through the icky stuff.
Laugh a lot, and lastly, laugh a lot. And lastly,
just call me Sir Laugh a Lot.
Well, I feel like that should be like a big rapper,
Sir Laugh a Lot. Okay.
And lastly, go to happy hour, whatever that means to you.
Yes.
Right?
So not every conversation has to be deep on your terms.
Just connecting in a positive way with others can go a long way to creating moments of happiness and connection until you can get to those deeper connections that will fill you up.
They will come, but you have to keep moving forward.
So guys, this has been...
#dead.
This has been so much fun.
So if you learned something new today, smack that like button right down there.
If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. We do... It's not the drop time.
Not my turn.
It's not time to drop. We do like to make it easy for you, so drop your comments. Drop your question comments in the comments.
So for more live hangouts, behind the scenes secrets, and mind hacking pro tips,
be sure to subscribe.
And spank the bell to turn notifications on
so you will never have to remember
when we drop a new video
or go live.
We know that time is a valuable and precious resource, and the fact that you guys are choosing to spend that with us, we honor and appreciate that. Just like Bob Marley, but most importantly, that you are here to level up your life, your mind, and your skills and take everything to a completely new level. We honor and appreciate that even more. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.
Look, we even put some other cool things that you might like right here and right here. Which one are you going to watch first?
Because the suspense is killing me.
Right here and right here.